Now this is the knockout power, speed, and head movement of Gervonta Davis. Now let's compare that to the MMA fighter Islam. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Pop. Now let's compare the speed. Now here we are over here with Islam. Okay. I see you. So both of these dudes can hit the featherweight. And a lot of people are wondering, but I want to know what you think in the comments. If Gervonta Davis was to fight Islam from the UFC the same way that Francis Ngannou fought Tyson Fury, how would that fight go? Let me know in the comments. Now, I'm going to tell you guys what I think, and then we're going to break down some statistics and some comparisons, and then you guys will see what I'm talking about. So it's going to be a whole lot of people jumping out of pocket since the Francis Ngannou fight from the MMA, thinking that they can come over here and destroy professional boxers. Now, like I said before in the last fight with Francis Ngannou, some people just have it and some people don't. Francis Ngannou, he started off as a boxer, plus he's a quick study. He learns super fast. But could somebody like Islam from the MMA, around the same size, actually compete with Gervonta Davis in boxing? No knees, no kicks, no jump kicks, no spinning back fists, no none of that, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Oh, before we move on and we break things down, do a Jet Li sidekick Jeet Kune Do style to the like button. Do a Ung Bak high knee kick Muay Thai style to the share button, and then do a spinning back fist MMA style to the subscribe button. Go ahead, let's run this up. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. But anyway, so Gervonta Davis, he's one of the ones who actually fights the same way that he trains, and that makes him dangerous. When you saw the clip with the training that I just showed you guys, Gervonta Davis actually fights like that during an actual real fight. See, that's the difference between a lot of those heavyweights and someone like around Gervonta Davis's size and how he was trained. You understand what I'm saying? So in an actual fight, he can actually keep up that head movement. You understand? You see how he was bobbing and weaving and everything. Did you see how he just knocked out Rolly? You understand? He does that in his, sparring. All right. But another thing I noticed about UFC fighters is they have the same problem as boxers. In camp and in sparring and in training, they perform a lot better. But when they get into the ring, they like hit this basic style where they don't remember anything until they get to the ground, right? So there is a few exceptions, and that's why I wanted to talk about this one now. As far as records go, the dude Islam from MMA, his record, I think he only has one loss, but he's like the featherweight champion right now in the UFC. And in case you guys were wondering, clips and all of that, that's not what this video is about. This video is, I want to know what you guys think. So if you don't have any knowledge of both of these guys, you probably want to go and check out both of them. Both of them have knockouts. Both of them have knockout power. Both of them are fast. In my honest opinion, Gervonta Davis is way faster though. But as far as power goes, this Islam dude, he been yocking people. You hear me? Like, he been knocking people out lately. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Gervonta Davis, he's been through some wars. And in my honest opinion, his wars, though, like, you guys got to remember, in MMA, you're using every single tool that you have. Now, in a boxing match, that can be an advantage or a disadvantage. Let me tell you what I mean by that. All right, so if you're an MMA star and you cross over to boxing, you're going to have an amazing chin. What do I mean by that? Okay, guys, like these dudes in boxing are used to all this head movement. They're used to, dancing around and doing all this extra stuff, okay? Not saying that they can't do that in MMA, but they're used to that. what I mean by that is they're a lot more sensitive. The rules are like super designed to protect boxers. They rarely get beat up like they used to. But in MMA, these dudes be getting like elbows to the face. You hear me? Like an elbow. I don't care how good your punching power is. An elbow to the face is all. That's super dangerous. So these dudes are used to getting like elbows to the face and hammer fisted. This is why when Tyson Fury was punching Ngannou and like hitting him, even when he elbowed, remember the illegal elbow? It didn't phase Ngannou because he's used to that stuff. Now, if Ngannou had did that same illegal elbow, Tyson would have been out. That would have been it because he's not used to being hit by force like that. Elbow is like, have you ever anybody ever accidentally bopped you with an elbow? You like, seeing stars and they ain't even try to, right? So my point is these dudes is just built different. But Gervonta Davis has the advantage in my honest opinion. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. All right, like go do the research, go study. Like this would not turn out the same way. That's why I'm warning you MMA guys. You hear me? Like just because Francis did it doesn't mean every last one of you did it, can do it. Well, actually, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I don't want to put no limitations on you. But let me just tell you, it won't be easy. These dudes, even though you're trained with more weapons in the street fight, yes, you would dog walk Gervonta, right? Like, dude, Islam would dog walk Gervonta Davis in a street fight and in an MMA fight, of course, because he can use more tools. But in a boxing match, Gervonta Davis, I believe he would handle dude. You understand? If you pay attention to Islam, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so don't Makakchik, or something like that, right? If you pay attention to his fights, he's getting hit a lot, and that's what I mean though. Like they can take a lot of but Gervonta, he's elusive. He knows how to not get hit. Being trained by one of the best, right? He got a awesome team too. And that's the same thing with Francis Ngannou guys. Like it's not just about the fighter, it's about the training camp, the coaches, and all of that stuff as well. Ngannou had Mike Tyson himself. You hear me? Like Mike Tyson himself, and then some other awesome dudes to help him, right? So just some random UFC fighter going over there and challenging and battling Gervonta Davis, I don't think so. But you see it now. Like, okay, as you can see, let me give you a good example. What would happen if Islam went to go fight Gervonta Davis? Now, we can all know that things can happen. Anything can happen. But, like, what's likely to happen? Do y'all remember Conor McGregor versus Mayweather? Okay, that's pretty much what would happen. Okay, that's pretty much what would happen. Freaking Nate Diaz and freaking the Paul brothers, right? Like that would happen if they don't have a boxing background first, and then MMA, and then go back to their original roots. It's going to be very difficult for them to adapt, especially if they don't have at least a year's time, because as you get into mixed martial arts, your reflexes, like dog, it's hard to like put that under submission. You understand what I mean? Like I'm talking about like controlling your knee-jerk reactions to elbow or kick somebody or knee somebody or to grab them behind the head and start. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's difficult, as you saw in the dang on fight with Francis Ngannou. He threw a dang on Superman punch like towards the end. Not saying that was illegal or anything, but I'm just saying it's in him now. Pause. He's been doing that for so long. So like I need you guys to factor that in. So like it's not that Islam just isn't talented enough, well, some would argue that, to be Gervonta Davis, but it's also in him to be an MMA star. So what do I mean by that? He literally has to concentrate. It's going to be on his mind, his subconscious. Like, dog, if I make a mistake and throw an elbow, they're going to deduct a point or disqualify me. if I get too angry and grab him and try to throw him to the ground or tackle him or something like that, I can get in trouble. All of that, he got to fight his natural instincts. He's gonna have to fight his natural instincts in order to single hand just box Gervonta Davis. Now that is the hardest part. That's why most MMA fighters can't beat a boxer. I said most. I didn't say all. We just saw one, right? But how many of those boxers beat the MMA stars? You see James Toney. You seen the rest of them. The only one to do it was Ngannou because he's a gigantic dude. He has like amazing punching power. Even in the UFC, he was knocking dudes out with his hands, not just submitting them. He has a boxing background. I don't know if I said that. And he is trained by freaking Tyson. And he had time to prepare, right? So that's the difference between Islam Makhachev. My bad, dude, if you're watching this. I don't know how to say your name. Okay, like that's the difference. If you fighters, like let's take Mickey Mouse, Demetrius Johnson. He's super fast. Like his hands are super fast. I believe that if he went over there to fight a boxer, if he can contain himself from not throwing legs or tackling somebody, I think he could actually do good in boxing. But that's because he's an elite. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Like he's top level fighter, and top level fighters can adapt to most styles. Just period, right? Like top level fighters, because they have more control over their mind than they do their bodies. So somebody like Demetrius Johnson could do that. And then we'll go to somebody like Tyrone Woodley. Even though y'all think he got knocked out by the Paul brother, I think that was fake. He would do good in boxing. Then what's his name? Wonder Boy. He would do good in boxing. He has a kickboxing background, but he's pretty good with his hands. And then last but not least, who was that? That's similar to Wonder Boy. Oh, he's not similar, but he has a kickboxing background as well. And that would be, we already know Amanda Nunes would do some damage in boxing. Her hands is like thorough. You hear me? Like she would do some damage in boxing. But then I wanted to say, who was that? Oh, Israel Adesanya. He was killing it in kickboxing as well. He got pretty good hands. His reaction time is crazy. A younger version of the Spider, Anderson Silva, would have did good in boxing. His reaction time is crazy. Michael Venom Page would do crazy in boxing as well. So it's a few guys. I'm not going to say to everybody, but you have to be that elite type of MMA fighter to be able to cross over to just using your hands and stopping yourself from using your other weapons, because it's your natural instinct. So I don't want y'all running over there getting hurt. You know? Don't run over there getting hurt, right? So just because you got inspired by Ngannou, if you are going to cross over, because I know y'all want some more money, take a year or two to prepare. Take a year or two to gain control of your legs, your feet, your elbows, your reflexes and your urges to tackle and all of that extra stuff, right? Okay, so you see how controlled and composed Francis Ngannou was. That's one of those reasons is he had to keep himself calm, was so that his natural animalistic instincts didn't come out and he'll just start like rushing dude and picking him up and slamming him to the dang on ground and doing all that extra stuff, right? That's what I believe anyway. That's natural instinct, guy. So what y'all think, man? Gervonta Davis is awesome. A lot of people thought he was scared to fight certain people. Oh, he's just picking and choosing fights. So, like, he's trying to be smart. But that doesn't take away the fact that he's, like, super skilled in almost every area. His offense is, like, top level. His defense is top level. Like, head movement, like, his speed, all of that. Like I said, he fights the same way he trains. Right? So everybody that y'all thought that could beat Gervonta has failed. Okay. Now, I don't, you know, Islam, I'm not trying to put Islam dude down or nothing like that, but I said take about a year or two or something. Right? So this is just a what if scenario. Like what fighters do you think would be a good matchup? Let me know in the comments. Like what UFC or MMA fighter do you think would win in a fight against a professional boxer? So name the UFC fighter and name the boxer, like in a versus type situation structure in the comments. Let me know. And if you didn't do a spinning back fist to the subscription button, go ahead and run it up. Let's get this mug all the way up to 1,000 subscribers by tomorrow. You hear me? Like, let's do this. Run it like Chris Brown and Joel Santana in 2007. You hear me? Let's go.